Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler every series of videos I do for the while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It's National Sandwich Day. I mean, not like the day that I'm uploading this, because I don't know exactly when I'm going to upload this, but it's National Sandwich Day. November 3rd is apparently National Sandwich Day. That ties into what I'm reviewing. But anyway, folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Yeah, it's real. Trust me. It's not an elaborate set. I don't have funds for setting. I don't have funds. I mean, I suppose I buy the food. That comes into things, but that goes into eating. So, whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm doing something else. I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my brand spanking new Killer's Confession shirt with Mr. Whalen himself on the front. If you're not familiar with the band Killer's Confession, they've been around for several years now. They basically started up with Whalen, who was one of the former lead singers of Mushroomhead. He and Mushroomhead had kind of a bad split. He decided to go his own way, do his own thing, and he started up Killer's Confession, AKC. And for the past few years now, I've been fortunate enough to go over there and make it out to shows, get to support him in his project. I really like AKC. I was actually really fortunate enough to see them just last night. That's where I got this shirt. I have other shirts as well because I've seen them a few times. But they're a super badass band. I really like their stuff. If you kind of like that music and stuff, sort of Mushroomhead sort of style, I do have videos from multiple performances of AKC. They're on the channel as well. I'm just tossing that out there. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing? National Sandwich Day and stuff. Well, since it was National Sandwich Day, went over there and there was a special buy one, get one free from Potbelly, which I reviewed numerous stuff from Potbelly, plenty of their items by now. Specifically, today, I'm reviewing, it's a sub sandwich, and you better believe that's what's coming. This is their smoked ham sandwich, which consists of hickory smoked ham on white bread with Swiss cheese. Super simple. I've eaten most of their more interesting sandwiches. Now I have to go to the ones that are a little bit more boring. It cost me $8.59 for an original size sub sandwich. And what with it being a sub sandwich, folks, I do have to preface a few things before I get to the review. Number one, for over a year now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. I've been trying out subs from basically every spot that you can think of, whether it's chain locations, proper delis, gas stations, you name it, it's a sub sandwich, I'm reviewing it. That's how I've been doing this. Number two, if you enjoy my sub sandwich reviews, which people seem to, and you want them all in one convenient location, I have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs. It is just my sub sandwich reviews. So if you need sub sandwich for convenience sake, they're all over there. But if you need even more sub sandwich goodness, just wait till Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. Sunday is the day that I go over there and I upload my sub sandwich reviews. Every Sunday, you're going to get typically at least two, sometimes one, but usually at least two, sometimes three or four. It depends on how I'm scheduling things. But anyway, let's get to this review. Let's eat a smoked ham sub sandwich from Potbelly. I was literally going through their menu and it was like, I've tried that one, I've tried that one, I've tried that one, I've tried that one. I just started getting to the bottom and I'm like, just smoked ham. So, it looks like this. Can we get a thing? Ha 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 ha. Let's try ourselves a sub sandwich. Nice and warm, I like that. That's not bad at all. I mean, the thing is, sub sandwich doesn't have to be super elaborate to be good. Some of the best sub sandwiches, pretty simple in overall construction. It doesn't get a lot more simple than ham and cheese. But, the thing is, you're going to do ham and cheese, you better make sure you do it right because you don't have any place to hide. Now, in the case of Potbelly, their particular ham and cheese sandwich, you got good tasting ham. It's very flavorful. I'm enjoying it. You get a good amount of it. Because the thing with ham is delicious. But if you pair it with stronger meats, with stronger flavors, it can kind of get lost in the shuffle a little bit. Ham is kind of, it's looked at, I think, a little bit in like the deli meat community as kind of a little bit basic. But the thing is, man, you get some good ham, that's a good time. This is some good ham. It's tasty, it's very flavorful. It does have that little extra smoky taste, just a tiny bit, just a little extra tinge, just kind of accentuate the ham. I like it. Swiss cheese is not my favorite cheese in the world, but caveat to that, if you melt it, I actually like it quite a bit. It's just by itself. Like, I've just never been into the flavor profile of Swiss, but if you melt it, you put it on a proper sandwich, I'm a fan. This is melted Swiss cheese with some good ham. I'm happy enough. The bread itself, I like Potbelly's bread. It's not my favorite sub bread, but it's solid sub bread. I don't have any big complaints with it. It's nice. It's a little bit firm on the outside. It's nice and soft on the inside. That's what I want from sub sandwich bread. I mean, look, folks. At this point, I reviewed, like I said, a lot of stuff from Potbelly. And, it's been nice and convenient to do so because I have, a number of them around me. And on top of that, they're pretty reasonable in terms of pricing and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit more than some other places, but not too bad. On top of that, I also use the app, and I'm not trying to shill for the app or anything like that, but they do have a good app, I will say. Even though my one friend, I literally posted about this. I was like, hey, on my Facebook page, and I was like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a buy one, get one free thing today. And one of my friends was like, because it's only buy one, get one free through the app. Or, well, online also, but... And my one friend was like, the fucking app never works for me and their website sucks. And I was like, I don't know. Their app always works for me. But, so, your experience may vary. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've never had like a bad sub from Potbelly. They're a good sub place. Are they the best sub place? No. But they have a nice atmosphere to what they do. And their stuff is pretty decent. Their soups are good. Their salads are good. And their sandwiches they're nice sandwiches. I personally would like it if Potbelly would also offer up some cold sandwiches. I like a nice mix between the hot subs and the cold subs. But, they specialize on the hot subs, and that's fine. This, to that end, it's a perfectly fine sub sandwich. I like it. It's not my favorite sub sandwich from Potbelly. It's certainly not my favorite sub sandwich of all time. But it's a good sub sandwich. And it really does emphasize what I was saying before. Where fundamentally, hey, sub sandwich doesn't have to be complicated to be good. Use good ingredients, you prepare it the right way, you're going to get good results. In the case with this, that's exactly what they did. Now, all that said, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'll go with sure and sure. Both a little bit tender, but here's why. Like I said, there's a good amount of sandwiches on their menu. I would go with most of those before I got to this one. Not because this one is bad, it's just I prefer those other ones. But at the same time, if I wasn't in a situation like I am today where I got the buy one, get one free thing, as a second sub, sometimes a nice ham and cheese done well works nicely. So sure, wouldn't be my go-to, but as an occasional. And if I'm recommending it to people, I would recommend most of the other menu items before this one. But by that same token, if you're over there and you're just like, what, ham and cheese sub sandwich sounds good, yeah, go for it. It's a solid ham and cheese sub sandwich. Not a lot of frills, nothing's going to blow your minds, but at the same time, it's simple, it's good tasting, it's honest, I like it. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, spend the rest of the year. Folks, you go there, have yourselves a truly ham and cheese-tastic rest of your life. Because, folks, sometimes the ham and cheese just fucking hits the spot. And that's the truth, man. That's just, sometimes the ham and cheese just hit the spot. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live and I'm out there with you in it. I will be 100% honest with you right now. I am not dog sick, but I'm sick. So it's especially hard for me to not be an asshole right now because I do, I feel a little bit funky. I've been feeling a little bit cruddy the last few days. And then going out to the show last night, numerous people there were sick, for sure. And there was this one guy, he was a nice dude. He was a little bit exuberant, shall we say. And he was talking at me, and I could just feel his breath on my face because he was way too close and talking, projecting too much. And it was like, at the end of that night, it was like, if I wasn't sick before, which I was, I am definitely sick now. But even when we run into situations like that in our lives, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to watch my Potbelly review and you're going to be like, oh man, that looks like a good ham and cheese sandwich. So maybe you're going to go out, you're going to go to a Potbelly, you're going to get yourself ham and cheese sub sandwich. You're going to be like, what, that's pretty good. But like, what if I went over there and I tweaked it a little bit and I added a little bit here, did this, because you can customize your sandwiches at Potbelly. And, maybe at the end of it, you're like, man, I've created this wonderful thing and I'm going to name it, it's the Dave sandwich because I'm going to name it after myself. Your name is Dave, apparently, by the way. And if it wasn't before, it is now. Live with that. And, maybe you go over there, maybe it becomes like a menu item, then I review it, then I'm eating the Dave sandwich, and then, virtual high five. It's all good. Or conversely, if you're talking to people in public, please be aware of your proximity to them when you're talking to them. And I do want to stress this. Again, dude was super duper cool. Like, just a bit much. Just a big personality, I think is the best way to put it. Nice guy, but it's one of those things where it's like, if I ever run into him again, I'm going to make sure that I take just that step back, just so we can have that extra distance. Bye.